Hey, Taoists. Reflection seems inherent to Taoism, I'll admit. But even this is too simple a view, too reductionist. We see constantly warning against absolutism. So even something obvious seeming like reflection is in Taoism, it's like almost, we're almost there. Reflection itself can be a cop-out from actually addressing how you feel in the moment. Maybe there's a spirit of reflection in Taoism, but it's meant to be organic. Something to feel and move through, not something to dwell on and dissect. Alright, you know the deal. Let's dive in. Five colors blind the eye. 5 notes deafen the ear. 5 flavors make the palate go stale. Too much activity deranges the mind. Too much wealth causes crime. The master acts on what she feels and not what she sees. She shuns the latter and prefers to seek the former. Our senses feel so real, tangible, undeniable. Everything we know of the world comes through them. Sight, sound, taste, touch, breath. They are bridges to reality. But those bridges are not neutral. They're shaped by evolution, by memory, by survival, by culture and accident, and trauma and love. So, don't trust your senses? No, almost the opposite. We rarely trust our senses. We call them base, animal. We're taught to override instinct and to suppress the gut in favor of logic. But maybe the problem isn't the senses themselves. Maybe it's the way we let them be dazzled. The 5 colors blind the eye. Not because the eye is weak, but because the spectacle overwhelms. Color becomes a veil. It draws our attention away from the subtle, from the in-between, from the shadows. The movement, the truth hidden in the ordinary. Visuals are easy because they're bold, but boldness blinds. And in that blindness, we slip into judgment. Beauty becomes something separate from ugliness. We forget that one makes the other visible. And so we lose the ability to see the beauty inside ugliness, to see wholeness where we were trained to find fracture. Too much activity deranges the mind. Too much wealth causes crime. It's not just about stress or greed. It's about imbalance. The frenetic energy we use to fight reality, it burns through us. When you push against what is, your mind doesn't hold steady. It scatters, wanders. Some might say it drives you mad. Why? Because going against reality takes energy, a lot of it. And nature, Tao, always seeks a balance. So if that battle is happening inside your own head, against your own senses, against your own experience, you will lose, eventually. It's hard to stay above the tide when it keeps rising. And wealth? Same story. Sure, greed plays a role, but more deeply, wealth represents imbalance. Too much of one thing in one place, while others go without. That distortion creates pressure. And pressure, like all things, wants release. We could spend hours debating economics, capitalism, socialism, redistribution. But that's color and noise. That's arguing over brushstrokes while missing the shape. Lao Tzu isn't saying wealth causes crime, so lock your doors and call security. He's saying remediate the imbalance before it hardens into consequence. Neither I nor Lao Tzu is here to tell you how. But if you're quiet enough, some ideas probably came to mind organically. The master acts on what she feels and not what she sees. She shuns the latter and prefers to seek the former. The master doesn't just seek the organic, she shuns the superficial. And those two moves, seeking and shedding, amplify each other. When you let go of the surface, the flash, the flavors, the noise, you start to touch the substance underneath. It's like a song. Sometimes the message gets lost behind a bad beat or vocals that don't quite land. But the master hears through that. She feels the intention, the heartbeat beneath the arrangement. She's not fooled by polish, and she doesn't reject something just because it's rough. She engages with the thing as it is. For example, if your partner wants to buy a dog, and you're just excited about the dog, that excitement could be seen as the colors. Whereas the feeling is what actually it means to get a dog, the taking care of, the loss, the love. And that's a delicate skill. It's not easy to find value in the seemingly valueless. It's not easy to listen past the noise or to see past the colors, especially when we've been trained our whole lives to treat the surface as the prize. But the master doesn't just look. She feels. And in that quiet attunement, she gets closer to what's real. When I read this chapter, it reminds me to look beyond what I'm seeing, to hear instead of just listen, to appreciate the nuance of the meal, not just the taste of the dish, but the quiet effort behind it. Not as a command, not even as a lesson, more like a soft whisper. You might have missed something. Maybe there's a subtle balance hiding in the background, a detail the colors overshadowed, a silence between the notes. By widening the frame, you start to see the whole. You start to feel it. It's like living life in stereo, but only hearing one headphone. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you in chapter 13.